Welcome back. Episode 76 of the Purple Rain podcast. We're back after a week. No need to fear. Purple Rain is indeed here. A lot to talk about. Game review, game to preview, injuries to talk about, uniforms to talk about. I know you saw what uniforms are wearing on Monday. I am super duper excited. We have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Welcome back. It's the Andre Smith episode. Just got thrown into the fire last week. But yeah, so we're back, and we actually care about player safety too. So we'll get into that as well. But yeah,
We do.
a little hint. But
Right.
let us know where they can find you, my guy. Let's just get it out the way real quick.
Yeah, man. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. At Sutton Def, just like how you see right there. If you are watching live, and if you're watching, or not watching, or listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from, thank you so much. Or if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much. Special shout out to you. Make sure you leave that down in the comments, hashtag replay gang. But you can find this guy, this cool cat over here, on Twitter at simplyas10prod and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. So, but you can also find, us together, the Purple Rain Podcast on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. So if you're not already following that, make sure you are following that, because that's where you're going to get all the latest updates on anything Purple Rain and Ravens too. So make sure you guys are following us on there. So we have a couple of things to get into. Let's not even mince words, because we missed an episode. We do need to recap the Broncos game. So let's just touch on that a little bit. Obviously the Ravens did defeat the Broncos 23-7 on last Sunday. What were your overall thoughts about the game, Alex?
Our receivers, like I said, up and down. I am so confident with them. Like every single one of them just did their thing. That was just so beautiful to see. I mean, the ones that were given a chance, obviously. And then also that passing game, just that passing, it's beautiful.
Talk about it.
That wasn't the same Ravens team I'm used to watching, but you know what? It was refreshing, because in January, when we need to do that, we can do it. That's the top secondary in the league. And I haven't heard about that being talked about either. And Mark Andrews, I know I slack on this man, but his name is now Mark Andrews, also known as Mandrews, also known as Money Mark, also known as Justin Simmons' father. PFF's Golden Boy got ripped by Mark Andrews. Oh my God, I was so impressed with him. That right there is a performance from a top 3 tight end. What we saw from him. I love to see it. But what were your takeaways?
Yeah, man. Like you said, we talked about on the preview episode to that game that Mark Andrews was going to have a big game, and he had a really good game, having multiple catches, moving the chains down the field on said Justin Simmons. Also, another thing I took away from that as well, going into this game, like you said, this was like a top-ranked secondary, top-ranked defense, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, we were going to their best players right to him. Justin Simmons, Patrick Surtain. We went right to him multiple times. One time with James Prochet, one time with Sammy Watkins. Like, it was multiple times we went to these guys that were supposed to be like the biggest playmakers on their defense. And we came out successful. Lamar Jackson had his second regular season game throwing over 300 yards against a secondary like that, and no one's really talking about it.
As expected.
Yeah, as expected, and Lamar Jackson said in a presser today, like, we don't need the mainstream media to talk about us or anything like that. That's why we have Baltimore media. That's why we have, the guys interviewing him, and, guys like us and Graven and Sonny and all those guys, Coach, all those guys, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of felt like he gave us a shout out there. Just, I don't know. It's just saying. Anyway, other takeaways I got from the game, man, it just showed me that, look, when our backs are up against the wall and we have like these times where we cannot run the football and teams are really keying in on the run, we can pass, and we can do it very competently, and it's with these big plays down the field. After 4 weeks, Lamar Jackson is still leading the league in air yards per attempt, right? I think it's with like 12 or something like that, which is crazy, which means that he is definitely pushing the ball downfield. And he's also had less passing attempts. Yeah, he's had less passing attempts than a lot of these other quarterbacks, too. Like, he has more passing yards than, Big Ben, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen right now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys. A lot of guys. You know what I mean? So it's like, and no one's really talking about it. Not to mention, he's also throwing more accurately than a lot of these other quarterbacks as well, a.k.a. Josh Allen, a.k.a. Carson Wentz, which is, we'll talk about him a little bit later too. But yeah, those are my biggest takeaways from the game, man. Just the explosiveness on the offense, that was huge. Then of course the defense only letting up 7 points. That was
Yeah.
also pretty impressive as well, you know. But what did you think about the defense? Nobody was really singing the defense's
Yeah.
praises after that game.
I mean, the tackling obviously is still an issue.
Right.
But I just want to do positive.
Yeah.
4-man rush. We're getting to the quarterback. I mean,
Yeah.
this is exactly what we were asking for. And this is why signing a guy like Justin Houston can do so much for this
Oh,
team,
yeah.
because he had a sack, had pressure. I mean, Owe, they were triple teaming Owe at one point. Triple teaming a rookie. A
Ooh.
rookie who had no sacks last year. 3 guys, 2 linemen and a tight end on him. They were so worried about him. They had Noah Fant, arguably their biggest weapon, helping block for them.
Wow. Yeah.
Imagine the Ravens put in Mark Andrews just to block for him because they just couldn't get any protection. That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, did you hear what what Odafe Owe said earlier today about Justin Houston? How he's like always winning, like winning his one-on-one matchups, his assignment. That's something to think about. Like, I didn't really notice that. And he was like, if you go back and look at the tape, like he wins like a lot of the time, you know, but it kind of flies under the radar because he doesn't always finish the play or this or that, or the play goes in a different direction, that sort of thing. But this guy is winning at the point of attack, and that's huge because, like you said, getting that pressure with 4, that's paramount, and you know, getting a defense off of their game plan, you know. So I definitely think that the defense, and what do they have, like what, 5 sacks?
I think 4 or 5. It was around there. I mean, we couldn't get that at all last year at all. You know?
Yeah, we couldn't. What do you think about Tyus Bowser? He had 2.
Like what I saw, what I didn't like, I'm gonna be honest. Marlon Humphrey getting dragged for like 20 yards. Not a good look. Not a good look.
You saw he tried to go for the punch out, and he just ended up getting dragged like an extra 10 yards. It was bad.
They're holding on to that ball. I mean, just tackle him. Just tackle him. But what I do like, though, is that although we haven't had these turnovers, the Broncos were missing, I think, their 2 starting guards, and we took advantage of it. You know, we usually don't take advantage of the guys being out. That was kind of a breath of fresh air. And, you know, Wink, of course, drawing up plays. And I'm just going to give a big shout out to Chuck Clark. Because hit he laid, hit. And then the next play, Teddy Bridgewater getting absolutely laid out. Oh, my goodness. Man.
He was hitting hard. He was coming real heavy, man. He really was.
That's the football hit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just an overall great. It was probably the most complete win by the Ravens thus far in the season. You know, we weren't on the edge of our seat at the end of the game, which was refreshing. But it was also, I mean, it wasn't like, and I talked about this in a video the other day, it wasn't like an exclamation point win. You know what I mean? Like we didn't drop 30 or 35 on their head or anything like that. We dropped 23. Right. It was a humble win. It was a very complete win. Our defense did what they needed to do, and the offense did exactly what they needed to do to create that separation in the score. So, you know, it was a complete win. I'm not mad about it at all. You know, I can't be mad. A win's a win. But I do want to see us really on teams that we should be beating, like the Broncos, like the Lions. I do want to see us put our foots on their throat a little bit more. You know what I mean? And there's just certain things that need to be cleaned up in order for that to happen. Say for one example is going to be like the miscues, just like the penalties. Like there was a touchdown wiped off the board to Mark Andrews because Andre Smith, shout out to him because this is his episode dedicated to him tonight, but he did have that face mask on that play, which brought back that touchdown. So we can clean up some of those like miscues. Because I think the same thing happened in the Detroit game, right? We had a touchdown that was wiped off or something like it was something like that. I can't remember. I may be thinking about the drops. I don't know. But look, yeah. But in that game, man, if we clean up some of the penalties, I think we definitely have like a much more explosive outing. I think, you know, one more touchdown is the difference between nobody in mainstream media talking about the Ravens over the course of the week and everybody talking about the Ravens over the course of a week in the mainstream media. Imagine if we'd have dropped 30, 35 to 7, that sort of thing. You know, we'd be a lot more respected right now. But hey, I think we're flying just where we need to under the radar, right?
I mean, we're already proven wrong. I think somebody said, you know, that we were going to lose by 3 touchdowns. Not sure who said that. Then lovely Chris Sims said, you know, don't trust Baltimore. Cool. Don't know where that got you.
He doubled down on it too.
Don't know. I don't know what that point of that was. But, you know, I was watching your 4 players who nobody talks about, and I just want to give a shout out to Anthony Averett because a lot of Ravens fans, honestly, were slagging him. But what he's put together these first 4 games.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Marcus Peters was there. Just
Right.
imagine. Like, this is just nasty. And Tavon Young, too, because when he is healthy, Wink can just dial up more corner blitzes. I just love what I see. And just this health. If we can please stay healthy, no more big injuries. I'm liking where our team's at. I really am.
Yeah. Absolutely. Things are definitely looking up for the Ravens. Shout out to SG saying, hey, yeah, man, he's stepped in very, very nicely for Marcus Peters, man. Yolanda says, I'm really impressed with AA. Yeah, absolutely. He's leading the team in interceptions. He has 2. I mean, he only has 2 right now, but it's like he's leading the team in interceptions.
We lack
which is
that,
something
though.
that, yeah.
We lack the corners who
Exactly.
get interceptions.
That's what Marcus Peters was giving us last year. So it's like, having somebody who's filling his role, who's able to do that as well is, it's great. It's excellent. On top of the fact that, we all saw that play against the Chiefs where he blanketed Tyreek Hill in that clutch situation, that clutch third down. Oh yeah, man. That was impressive. That was impressive. In the heat of the moment against one of the best wide receivers in the league, he definitely stepped up, made a play. I mean, he's been making plays. He made the not really game-stealing interception, but he made the interception against Drew.
It turned the game around.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking the Chiefs. I'm thinking of the Chiefs game. My bad. But I mean, just having an interception is just a confidence booster for not only him but the whole secondary. I mean, was Courtland Sutton really playing? I mean, the only.
How many catches do you have? Like 3 or 4?
The only receiver I remember really playing was Tim Patrick because he won that revenge game, and I don't know where that really got him.
Right.
That's all I really thought of, but we did a great job of just shutting them down.
We did. Just an overall great performance by the Ravens. Hopefully they can carry that into this week on Monday Night Football against the Colts. I know the title of this video is the Ravens versus Colts preview. We're going to be getting into that in a couple minutes, guys. Just be patient. We've got a couple more things to get to first. Starting with some of the guys here in the chat. The Rain Gang here is full effect tonight. We got a guy Mod Boz in the building. Says, yo, Rain Gang. Gang, what's going on,
Boz.
man? Appreciate you for coming through. We got Jabari Cruz Ellis in the house. Thank you so much, man. Don C is in the house, I see. Ho Dog, my guy King, Darius the Official, K Dog, Mod K Dog in the house as well. All you guys are in full effect tonight, man. You guys we love you guys so much. I just want to say that. Raven Ron, The Pointful, you guys are amazing. You guys are Daquan Jones, Exley, Andre Mears, amazing. Thank you to all you guys who are watching live right now. We appreciate you. We have about 50 people watching. Make sure you like the video. And also subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, you can join our Rain Gang family. We go live twice a week, most weeks, Mondays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock, either reviewing a Ravens game or previewing a Ravens game. Make sure you're tuned in here. We also got Tanja Bowman. What's up, Tanja? Falou, our guy Falou in the house. Jason Moyer. Yeah. Let's see. Jason Moyer brings up the facts here on Courtland Sutton. Says Courtland Sutton had 8 targets and 3 catches for 38 yards. Yeah, thanks, Jason.
I love that.
Yeah,
love it.
Yep, held him.
So can we get into the news everybody's really talking about?
Yeah. Well, real quick before we do that, we do have our first super chat donation coming from Darius the Official. Thank you so much, Darius the Official, kicking us off tonight. He says, I wasn't big on Averett at all since he had been on the team. Not going to lie, but now I can see his growth a lot. By the way, F Vic Fangio.
See, Darius must have known what I was about to introduce. Yeah. So I'm just going to let Darius. He's going to let us just lead us into our next talking point. So thank you, Darius, for the donation. And thank you for the talking point transition.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Darius, the Official. But like you said, Vic Fangio. Frown Vic. He is back at, I don't want to say back at, I haven't really heard him say anything this salty like ever in like a post-game press conference, but he definitely sounded very, very salty in the post-game and then the day after as well. But oh man, there's a lot going on with this one, man. It's been the talk of the town like all week. Alex, I want to get your overall reactions.
I found Vic Fangio because that's literally him. Old man yells at cloud. That's like, and the crazy thing is, I was looking back at some old videos because I remember Vic Fangio. He's had an argument with the coach before. He pulled his team off the field to not shake the Jets' hands last year at Thursday Night Football, and he said "F you" to Adam Gase. So Vic Fangio might have a little bit of an anger problem, a little bit. I just was going back because I remember there was a play last year where there was 4 seconds left, 4th down. He just threw the ball up, which is the right play, but the receiver Tim Patrick caught it and kept running. I mean, hell, Vic. I mean, if that's not player safety, I mean, Tim Patrick could have gotten caught from behind and really gotten hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
those linemen blocking could have really gotten hurt. I mean, you could have pulled
Yeah.
a Ravens, just punted the ball and just hold the players, and your punter holds the ball for 4 seconds. Or take an intentional grounding. I mean, I don't think Vic knows the rules, but a game can end on an offensive penalty. But hey,
Yeah.
what do we know? We're just a couple of guys talking Ravens. But Vic Fangio, that was kind of embarrassing on his end. Very embarrassing.
Right. Before we talk any more about Vic, we do have another super chat donation. This one coming from Savix. Thank you so much for your super chat donation, making it rain here on episode 76 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video and subscribe as well. Thank you so much for your super chat donation. It says, random question: in real life and backyard football, which Ravens do y'all both play like, and who would win in a 1v1? Backyard football, which Ravens do y'all both play like, and who would win in a 1v1? For me, I'm gonna say I'm probably like a James Prochet. Like, I got the hands. I got hands. I can catch a football. That's for sure. I may not be the fastest guy. I mean, I got some wheels on me. I may not be the fastest guy, but I got the sure hands. I feel like I'm a pretty tough guy too. So, that's what I would say. What about you?
Whoever the fastest player is on the team, I'm gonna go Hollywood.
Oh,
just the fast. I have my drops in me. I do have my drops in me, but give me the ball. I'm zooming.
Really, Alex? You think you'd beat me in a foot race?
You know what? I think I would. I think I would.
Oh, okay. We might have to put that together.
We might have to do that, man. We might have to.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Thank you so much for your super chat donation, Savings. Yeah. All right. So just talking more about Vic Fangio here. I think that because obviously, if you don't know the situation, Vic Fangio was very, very heated that the Ravens, when the game was already over with 3 seconds left, they decided to run a run play to pick up a couple more yards to keep the streak alive for most consecutive 100-yard rushing games. Listen, my thing is like, it's one play. It's like, why are you being so petty about it? Like, why are you being so petty? Why are you not so concerned about? Why are you not so concerned about your quarterback, who's currently hurt right now? Why are you Why are you not so concerned about why your defense couldn't get any type of I don't even know how to put it, Alex. It's like they couldn't do anything with Lamar. It's barbaric, literally. They couldn't do anything with Lamar Jackson through the air, like with his arm. Like you shut down the run, and then he'd embarrassed you, exposed your secondary, your so good secondary with his arm, and now you're mad that we ran for a couple more yards. I think we deserve that. that. And it wasn't even anything personal to the Broncos. I think that's where they're missing it. Like, we wanted to keep that streak alive because we're right alongside with the Steelers in that streak. Like, it's tied now at 43. So all we need is one more 100-yard rushing game in order to break that record. So why would we not go for it? It's 4 yards. It's 4 yards. And besides, they were throwing the ball all up and down the field with like 30 seconds left, down 16, calling all sorts of timeouts and things like that. So it's like, I just don't, it doesn't add up to me. I don't
know about, there's just no rule actually in the NFL where if you score a touchdown, it's 16 points. So that's why they call it 3 timeouts, trying to get some points on the board and taking a shot with 10 seconds left and getting picked off, because there's a 16-point touchdown now. Because, if they catch that, it's a whole new ball game.
Right.
Like, does he not see just the irony, the fact that like you're playing for meaningless points? Because I just didn't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why he's just so upset over it.
Like, down 16, 30 seconds left. Even if you do score a touchdown on that drive and you're left with 10 seconds or whatever like that, like your chances of winning the game at that point are still so astronomically low. It's like you're risking like player safety. Like when you weigh it, you know what I mean? Like, which one is worth more? Like you don't really need to be sending your guys out there full force, because if they're still trying to win the game down 16 with 30 seconds left, that means you want your players playing at 100% for that last 30 seconds, all just to lose. You know what I mean? That just doesn't make sense to me. And like you said, he was very salty about it at the press conference, saying it was BS and that he expected it from the Ravens because we put player safety as secondary and things like that. Just basically pouring out his feelings. And last time I checked, it was called the National Football League and not the National Feelings League. So I think Salty Vic Fangio needs to get out of his feelings, man, because it was just ridiculous. Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. I don't get it. But we do have another super chat donation coming in from Yolanda. Thank you so much, Yolanda. We
Thank you, thank
appreciate
you, thank
you.
you.
Says, we owe Fangio no explanation. We went for it because we could, and that's the end of it. Yeah, I mean, why not just stop
Yeah,
us? Why not just stop if if it's that big of a deal?
right. And you know what's crazy? I mean, just like you said, you could have stopped us, but at the same time, it's like I'm just gonna go back to why are you still going for these points? Because they could have gotten hurt. They could have gotten
Yeah.
hurt. So whatever.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid.
And speaking of National Feelings League, Daniel
Yeah.
C, you are definitely in your feelings. If you need something, you can go somewhere else. I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. Because I'm glad you brought up John Harbaugh because John Harbaugh, I'm loving the way he's coaching. This Harbaugh I'm seeing now is like 2012. I was watching the America's
Yeah.
game of our Super Bowl year,
Mhm.
and literally we were playing the Patriots AFC Championship, and we were losing halftime, and he's like, "We need to pass the ball more." Like he took control. I'm seeing that from Harbaugh again. We're getting that ruthless dog Harbaugh, and I think we're gonna start putting our foot on people's throats more. And when
Yeah.
Harbaugh is back to that ruthless, like I can start calling this team a contender once again. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, you see it from Harbaugh. You see it from Lamar Jackson just being more aggressive, pushing the ball down the field. That's what we were begging for all last season, and we see it so much already, just 4 weeks in. But thank you so much, Yolanda, for your super chat donation. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and move on here real quick before we do. Devon Johnson, what's up with you, man? Says hashtag Rain Gang. Also, the Joker in the house. Big shout out to the
Yo,
Joker. My guy says, "What's up, Alex and Sutton? Rain Gang, we in here. Smash that like button. Y'all heard the man. Go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already. And if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well because we got a lot more Ravens content coming your way soon and very, very soon. All right, so let's go ahead and give the Rain Gang what they came here for tonight.
yes.
Let's go ahead and preview this upcoming matchup. The Colts are coming back to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a pretty fun one on Monday Night Football. I think that it could be. I don't want to keep saying like Jackson 5 this, Jackson 5 that, but I think Lamar could have a big game
Jack.
here, and yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple seconds, but we do have another super chat donation coming in. Jabari Cruz Ellis, thank you so much, man, for your super chat donation.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you each and every time. Says, hey guys, he should have told his offensive coordinator to run instead of throw. Also, I know this is about facing the Colts, but in 2 weeks, Chargers payback time.
Oh man, 2018. Oh, I'm getting the flashbacks right now.
The flashbacks, yeah. Yeah, man. Payback time. That was pretty painful. That playoff loss. But yeah, I definitely think that Fangio, he should have just ran the clock out because he knew at that point they had nothing for us all game. So like, what makes you think you were gonna score 16 points in 30 seconds? That just doesn't make sense
Barbaric.
to me. Anyway, barbaric, literally. Big shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
be saying a lot now.
Big shout out to Haloti Nada as well. Says
Yeah.
SG. Yeah. All right. So this Colts versus Ravens matchup, Monday Night Football. Real quick, what are you making of this? What are you making of this matchup?
Oh, pull it up.
There we go. The Joker, he's not gonna miss any word. He says, "Is Bateman playing?" That's all he cares about. Can I break out that black Bateman jersey?
I hope, man. I really hope he is because that would just be the perfect, Monday night debut. Get a TD.
It would be.
Get the bank loud.
Can you imagine M&T Bank Stadium like after Rashad Bateman scores his first touchdown in the NFL like that? That would be great.
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, Harbaugh, he didn't really say if he was going to. Depends how he looks in practice. So, I mean, I'm going to give it, honestly, 50-50. That's probably what I'm at. Maybe 45, no.
Right.
No, 45, yes. 55, no. I'm not too sure of that.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now, pretty much. 50-50, like you said. John Harbaugh, he really didn't say too much at the press conference today, other than the fact that, like you said, he just needs to show that he's ready. So, and we have a couple more days until from this day. We have a couple more days until the game. So we'll continue to monitor that. Now, I want to talk about some of the, just like the team stats, like the team rankings between these two teams. Of course, we'll go with Indianapolis. They're 1-3. They're 1-3. We're 3-1. Points scored a game, they allow 20 points a game. That's 21st in the league. Points allowed per game, they allow 24 points. which is 16th in the league. Passing yards per game, they throw about 214, which is 25th in the league. Rushing yards per game, they run for about 112 a game, which is 15th in the league. Defensive pass yards a game, 216th, which is ranked 9th, and defensive rush yards a game, 114, which is ranked 15th. So it looks like their passing defense isn't too bad. It's not too bad. But their rushing yards, I mean, they're definitely giving up over 100 yards on the ground. To us, they'll probably give up a cool, I don't know, 150, 160, depending on the game plan.
Depending who plays too.
Who plays as well. Tyson Williams. Right. But just looking at that, and then we'll go to the Baltimore side of the football. The Ravens points scored a game, 26.3, so that's 8th in the league, which is pretty good, not bad. Points allowed per game, 23 even, which is going to be ranked 11th in the league. Passing yards per game, 255, which is 13th in the league. Rushing yards, I know.
We went from what, 32nd,
right,
to 13th in one off season with a new receivers coach and a new pass game coordinator.
Right.
I don't know what they're making. Double it.
Exactly. Give me more of that. Rush yards per game, 3rd with 164 rushing yards per game. Let's just talk about that, man. Like 13th ranked passing yards and 3rd in rushing yards. Now 13th and 3rd. We talked about this. This is so much better.
Literally an elite run game and an above average passing game. You put them together with above average defense. That's called Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like a triangle.
That's the formula. We put it together for you guys right here.
The pass game and the defense right there. And no Illuminati. So that's just a triangle of greatness.
Right. That's it right there. That's it. Let's see. Exley's excited about it. SG says, I can't say this enough. Shout out to T. Martin and Keith Williams. Yeah, man. Like they have definitely made a difference. You can tell already with the separation that our guys are getting, the way that Hollywood has been impacted by this. It's already working out in our favor, man. And I can't wait to see how the season continues to develop and how our offense continues to develop as well, because the 13th ranked passing yards per game and 3rd rushing yards a game, that sounds a whole lot better to me than 1st in rushing yards a game and dead last in passing yards per game. Nothing in life works without balance, guys. Think about it. This is a much better balance than last year.
Perfectly balanced as things should be.
Exactly. Now, defensive pass yards a game, the Ravens are giving up about 273 passing yards a game, which is ranked 24th in the league right now, which is not good. Not good. Our secondary needs to get it together. The defensive rushing yards that the Ravens are allowing is 85 a game, which is ranked 7th in the league. So our run D is not all that bad. Big shout out to Calais Campbell, Matabike, Brandon Williams, and those boys down there in the trenches. Could be a little bit better. You know, the Broncos averaged about 6.2 yards a carry last week, which was not cool. Didn't really like that a whole lot, but hopefully we can improve there. But those are going to be the team rankings. So just going back and looking at what the Colts are doing right now, they're ranked 25th in pass yards a game, and they're ranked 15th in rushing yards a game. Now I know that last week Jonathan Taylor started to come on a little bit more, and so maybe they'll try to, incorporate him a lot more. My biggest prediction about this game, and this is going to lead into like our keys to victory, so to say.
Okay.
I think one of the keys to victory for the Ravens to get a W in this one is going to be, and this can be an obvious one, but tackle really well in open space. Because what the Colts love to do, they love to they're a screen heavy team. They love to get the ball to their running backs out in space, in the flats, things like that. So our linebackers, so Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, Board, Bowser, I'm talking to you guys. You know what I mean? Like sideline to sideline, we are going to have to be really good this week, because Carson Wentz is also a quarterback, and John Harbaugh said it himself at the press conference earlier today that he's a very, very on-time quarterback. And we saw that last year when we played against him when he was still with the Eagles. He's still a serviceable guy. Like, he brought him back, you know what I mean? Making throws, like making his reads, like not making mistakes. He's only thrown 1 interception this year total. Look, man, this is not going to be a cakewalk, I don't think.
No.
I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk, but that's going to be the biggest key to victory for me, just tackling in open space, which is something that we really haven't been able to do all that well lately. Like I said, our linebackers and then also our DBs as well. Gonna have to be able to wrap up in space. You know, when we're playing that
Yeah.
man coverage, if you see a quick screen come down, guys like Averett, guys like Humphrey, those guys are going to have to tackle at the point of attack. But that's going to be my biggest key to victory. What are one of yours?
So we did it last week and it worked, and I'll do it this week. Take advantage of people on the Colts who are out. Quentin Nelson, the best guard in the league. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out. I don't know. I mean, maybe just the Dolphins defense isn't like that. You know, I'm not gonna say I watch them, but
Yeah.
the Ravens, when their starting guards were out last week, 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Mauling them. Wink drew it up. Now this, the best guard in the league out. Let's have them shook. I mean, the bank's going to be rock. We saw what happened with the Chiefs. We had them shook. I just really just want us to get to Wentz, make him uncomfortable. So when a quarterback's uncomfortable, what's he going to do? Make mistakes.
Make mistakes. Yep.
Let's
Absolutely
just
right
get
about
that pressure and get home. And then why not get a – I saw our guy King say, we need more strip sacks. I think it's time. I think we'll get a strip sack this week too.
I'm feeling at least 2 sacks from Owe. I'm feeling 2 sacks.
What?
Because I think this is going to be – it's like the perfect type of game. You got to think about the type of quarterback that Carson Wentz is. He's not always like a stay right in the pocket, you know, a statue type quarterback. Sometimes he can move out of there, and he likes to move out of there. He has tendencies to do so. And with just the speed of Odafe Owe and how good he is just running guys down, kind of like he did to Derek Carr in week 1, I think that can definitely lead to 1 and potentially maybe even 2 sacks for Odafe Owe. And, you know, I'm hoping that's the case, especially with Carson Wentz hobbling around on those 2 bad ankles. I feel like Odafe Owe can definitely close in on him. Or maybe a Justin Houston. Maybe this is Justin Houston's big breakout game, you know? Revenge
talking
game.
About a revenge
exactly.
Game the team that didn't want to sign you when they needed an edge rusher. They said no.
Yeah. And Justin Houston.
Keep him going.
No, Justin Houston, he had said in the presser the other day that this game is just like any other. It doesn't really mean anything significant to him. But he did say the same thing right before the Chiefs game when he played against them after he was let go. He dominated in that game. So, you know, hey, we'll see what he does.
I mean, I'll get to my second point. Let's just keep this pass game going. I'm going to go back to, you know, just kind of a bit of revenge. I remember, I think it was March or April, we're talking about Sammy Watkins visited the Ravens. Now he has a visit with the Colts. Oh, well, you know, he left the Ravens without a deal. You know, usually if the Ravens really want that player, they're not leaving Baltimore without a deal.
Right.
He goes and visits the Colts. A day later, T.Y. Hilton signs back with the Colts. Sammy, they used you. They didn't want you. They used you. I think this pass game is going to be even better than last week. And I think Sammy Watkins will get his first touchdown as a Raven. I think it's just kind of written to the stars. I think it's going to happen because he has a little bit of extra incentive. Look what he did against the Chiefs. Clutch catches.
Yeah.
Against the Colts.
He does. Yeah, it's definitely about that time for our guy Sammy to get in the end zone for sure. And I agree with you, man. I definitely think this passing game is going to open up a little bit more this week. Maybe, I don't know. Of course, we said it's 50-50 whether or not Rashad Bateman plays. I'm sure it's probably the same for Miles Boykin, and we'll get into the injury report in a minute. But, you know, even without those 2 guys on the field, there's a lot of guys to spread the ball around too, man. Like James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, both of those guys really showed last week what they can offer this team. Devin Duvernay is explosive wherever you put him on the field. Special teams, you can put him lined up in the slot. He can do damage to defenses. And then you see James Prochet, just Mr. Reliable. Just, I'm going to catch it on the sidelines. I'm going to catch it on the middle of the field, coming across the middle.
While it's dipping on the ground.
Exactly, on the ground. I'm going to get my fingers underneath. I'm going to do anything I can in order to help this team. That's the mentality that I know, that I see James Prochet has. And, you know, he definitely has stepped up in a huge way. Last week, having 5 catches for like 74 yards, a couple of those catches for first downs, fighting for first downs on some of them too. You know, exactly, man. It's you love to see it. So even without Bateman and Boykin, I definitely think that we will be able to be good in the passing game. What do you think, though?
And then did you see the stat though on CBS? It was like the newest wide receivers and how they're like the most receiving yards for their new teams. Sammy Watkins number 1. And the thing, you know, MS above Galladay, it's above T.Y. Hilton. All these big guys we're being linked to, and the 1-year, $6 million deal is at the top. Love to see it. You just love to see it.
Are we still there?
We were here.
All right,
We're
cool, cool,
good.
cool,
We're good. Yeah, we're
cool.
good.
Yeah. What were you saying though?
I was talking about Sammy Watkins have the most
Sammy.
reception yards of the new
Okay.
receivers, which is pretty big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sammy Watkins definitely is gonna have a good game. I think Hollywood. This is gonna be another good game for Hollywood too, man. I'm definitely
I'm behind
expecting.
that. I'm
Yeah,
behind that.
I'm expecting at least a touchdown from Hollywood Brown, man. 75% of Lamar Jackson's thrown touchdowns have been going to Marquise Brown. So I think that's going to continue, keep the streak alive. Listen, guys, the Colts, they just allowed, I think it was Jacoby Brissett to walk in there and throw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on them. So I don't see any reason why Lamar Jackson can't march into M&T Bank Stadium on Monday night and hang 3 or maybe 4 touchdowns on the Colts, you know. But again, I really think we can do that. I really think we can have like this can be that exclamation game for the Ravens offense, but we
Prime time.
have to clean up prime time, but we have to clean up those miscues, man. Like those penalties, we can't have stuff like that happen. Especially not on big touchdown type plays. Like that just can't happen at all. So I really
That
like
was
that. Yeah.
putting it away too. That touchdown.
Right. I like that key to victory. Now, let's talk a little bit about the run game. Let's talk a
Okay.
little bit about the run game. So
Weird.
what are your, it's really weird. It's a mystery right now. What are your overall thoughts on what you think the Ravens should do and how things have been going lately with the run game?
This might be weird for me to say as a Ravens fan, but I trust our pass game more than our run game. I mean,
Mm,
it's a weird feeling, you know what I mean?
it is.
I mean, what I want us to do, you sit Devonta Freeman. He brings
Okay.
nothing. He just hasn't brought anything except that. Thanks for the one carry on Sunday Night Football. It was nice having you. I just haven't seen much out of him. Run game now, I need Tyson. I mean, I get he has these fumbling issues, can't hold
Right.
on the ball. I like him more on sweep plays than I do Latavius Murray. And I know Latavius
Okay.
scored on one, but I do like Tyson more on the outside with his speed. But honestly, I also liked how Le'Veon played. He didn't have those
Yeah.
splash plays, but he earned himself a face mask that wasn't called.
It
And it was
did.
a
That
clear
was
and
not
obvious.
called.
He was
Yeah.
caught 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Juke somebody, hits the spin. That was vintage Le'Veon. We're talking
Right.
2016 against the Ravens defense with Weddle, Mosley, Zadarius Smith, that type of. I'm like, oh my god, like this is Le'Veon Bell still, and that would have gained
Right.
us extra 15 yards. But I think it has to be 1 Tyson, 2 Le'Veon / Latavius. I don't know really who will win at number 2, but I just feel a lot more comfortable when I feel that we can get more yards with Tyson in the backfield.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that face mask that was not called, cough cough, player safety. Just saying. I don't know if Vic Fangio had seen that, but anyway, keeping it real, our guy says the Ravens 3 backs moving forward has to be Tyson Williams, Latavius Murray, and Le'Veon Bell. Yes, we are in
I can
full
agree.
agreement there. And big shout out to keeping it real. Thank you so much for coming through the stream tonight. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to his channel as well because he drops content too. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. Let's see what else we have here from you guys. Just talking about this game coming up. Hot Taco says Tyson has got to eat to get it going. Without him, we nearly did not eclipse 100 yards for the first time in 3 seasons?
We're
Ain't that
talking
a
about
thing?
we did this with like Alex Collins back there, Kenneth
Yeah.
Dixon, Ty Montgomery. Like
Ooh.
it was just anybody and everybody back there sometimes, and we were doing it,
Yeah.
So I think we can definitely still do this, but we have to get the right, I guess, for rotation going. I mean, if one running back is hot, you got to rock with them. That's our problem. If Tyson just broke off 3 straight carries, I don't want to have Le'Veon in for 2 straight plays. Let Tyson keep eating. Same thing with Le'Veon and Latavius. Let them eat. I mean, So that's just, I want to see our run game kind of have our identity. Just know who we can rely on.
Now, I think that this, just kind of doubling back for a second, I think that this could be a really, really big game for the Ravens in the passing game, simply because this rushing record. Listen, before this past week, nobody knew that the Ravens were about to break the record for the most consecutive 100 plus rushing yard games. Now the whole world knows with the whole
It's a talking
controversy with
point.
Vic Fangio. It's a talking point, and the Indianapolis Colts know too. So I think that they're definitely going to be trying to sell out and stop the run, just like the Broncos did. And they're basically going to say, "Hey, Lamar, we know you just put up 300 yards plus on a really good secondary. Do it again." And I think Lamar definitely will do it again. So yeah, I just thought about that in my mind. Like, I feel like a lot of people are really thinking about this. Oh, are the Ravens going to do it? Are they actually going to break the record? That's going to be the talking point going into the game. I guarantee you. Watch the game on Monday night. One of the first things they say, you know, how they say things to
Yeah.
introduce the game,
Yeah.
like what's going on with each team. They're going to say, oh yeah, and this is the game that the Ravens could break that 100-yard, you know, consecutive rushing game.
We'll do it in
You
the
know, that's
first
the
half.
right. Watch us do it in
I'm
the first
so.
half. That'd be great.
I mean, and it couldn't happen to a nicer franchise with just a better owner and GM. Couldn't happen to
Yeah.
a better team. You know, I hope. I honestly like. I don't really want for like. Obviously, I want to blow out every game, but this right now, man, the Colts. It's a little bit more serious when it's the Colts. You know, when you hear people that been watching football a lot longer than you tell you about when the Colts left and the Irsay family, it lights a fire in me. I wouldn't mind it. Right. I wouldn't mind a Jackson 5. I really wouldn't.
Well,
let me just see.
Heard it here first, folks. Jackson 5, maybe we'll get our first one in a couple years. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, man. I definitely think it's possible. I definitely think that this passing game can have a really good game as well. Now, let's talk about the injury report. I know you have the injury report pulled up. Can you go ahead and read that back for us just to let us know who's going to be in, who's going to be out, and who, is still kind of on the fence right now?
All right, I'd be happy to. So for the Ravens, today didn't participate. Justin Houston and Jimmy Smith, no injury, just rest. Ronnie Stanley expected with an ankle injury, and Geno Stone thigh injury. Then Alejandro Villanueva knee. John Harbaugh said Villanueva has a chance to play on Monday. They have to see kind of how he goes through. That extra day of rest could help us. It could.
Yeah.
And then Deshaun Elliott is back in practice with that quad injury and limited participation. So positive news, surprisingly. Positive. We're getting a player back.
Pretty light injury report, yeah.
From ones we've seen before, I'll take it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For Indianapolis, did not participate. Running back Nyheim Hines, shoulder. Linebacker Darius Leonard, ankle injury. Defensive end Kwity Paye, hamstring. And tackle Braden Smith, foot, thumb. Limited participation. Safety Kari Wills, ankle, groin. And cornerback Rock Ya-Sin, ankle. Full participation, quarterback Carson Wentz. So they have a pretty
plural.
Yeah, they have some notable players not practicing, but I think they'll play. I mean, you'd hear more if Darius Leonard wasn't going to play. One of the best linebackers in the league. Right.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, both teams going to be going into this game not at full strength, but with pretty decent health. So, should be a good game overall. Let's go ahead and get into some score predictions. Why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let the rain gang drop theirs. You guys can drop yours.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and drop what you guys think the final score to this game will be.
I mean, while you're putting them in, I mean, black jerseys, purple pants. You can't lose. You can't lose. We're talking about second time in franchise history. When I saw that today, I'm like, we've been asking for this for how long? And you pull it out Monday night in a game where we can break the record, prime time at the bank against the Colts.
That's gonna be fun. Like it's so much cooler when the Ravens play on prime time and they play really well wearing nice jerseys, like with the color rush in the Rams game a couple years ago. This year prime time, we got the black jerseys with the purple pants. I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really good. But yeah, we see the Rain Gang in here, dropping in their score predictions. Let's see. Jay Prime says, "I feel a trap game coming." Hey. They said the same thing about the Lions. It was definitely a trap game for the Broncos last week. The 3-0 Broncos. They fell way into the trap. Anyway, Darius O2 says 34-13. Our guy Dan Wolf says 41-13. First Lamar Jackson 5 of the season. I like that. Devon Johnson says 35-17. Let's see. Kimberly Harmon predicting a blowout here. Ravens 40, Colts 8. Wow. They get to 8. They get 8 points, 2 field goals and a safety.
Unless maybe they score a touchdown, went for 2. I don't know.
Or a touchdown went for 2. I mean, I don't know. I don't see them going for 2. Anyway, I don't see them going for 2. I don't know. Bryce says 2,917 to 0. Adam Rank. I did see that on the preview thing. Yeah, their predictions on NFL. That was funny. Bryce H says, well, not Bryce H, but KJ says 31-13 Ravens. SG says 34-17. Hot Taco says Ravens 40, Colts 10. Taquan Christian 24-27 Ravens. Andre Mir says, I'm predicting a 40 burger, LOL 40-13 Ravens. We do have a super chat donation coming in from Tanja Bowman. Thank you so much, Tanja. We appreciate you. Says Ravens saying teams are shutting down the run. Never heard this last season. Is this because J.K. and Dobbins are out or O-line? No, I'm going to say J.K. Dobbins and Gus.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe both. I mean, but I'm leaning more towards the running backs. But I'll probably more towards running. I mean, come on, J.K. and Gus. That's the teams one. Both of them are number ones on a lot of teams, and losing both of them. I mean, it's kind of hard to get these guys off the street and see what they can do who haven't really played, as number one back in a while. So
I cannot imagine where we would be right now if we had J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards starting at running back.
Oh my!
We're already third in rushing yards. We're third in rushing yards. We should be 4-0 as is, but we're already third in rushing yards right now without those guys, including Justice Hill as well, because we didn't even get to see him. And we just brought in completely new guys, like veterans, like an old man's home is what it is basically in Baltimore, the running back committee, and we're still ranked third in rushing yards, and a lot of that has to do with Lamar Jackson, of course. But look, man, the offense would be scary, as Andre Mears says here, for sure. So I'm definitely leaning towards J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards being out. Let's see. So our score prediction,
What's up? You know what? Monday Night Football, prime time. Make a statement, run it back to 2019, 45-6 Ravens.
45-6 Ravens. Ooh, that means it's going to be a nightmare of a game for Carson Wentz. He gets sacked at least 3-4 times. Throw some interceptions. It's just going to be a nightmare game.
I need us to put the throats in it. Like, this is the Colts. I want you to knock one down and spit on them while you're done.
And it's prime time too, so everyone's going to be watching. You know what I mean? So you got to handle business against these bad teams. You cannot let them hang close, where it's like, a 3-point, 6-point, a one possession game with less than 7 or 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Well, yeah, we can't let these teams hang around on us. We got to show that we are better. We are on a different tier than a lot of these other teams. But yeah, so for my score prediction, I'm going to say I'm actually in agreement with our guy Boz here. This was my exact score prediction, 31-10 Ravens. So big shout out to Boz for us being on the same wavelength right there. But yeah, man, I just only see maybe one touchdown, maybe early second quarter, something like that. And then our defense really gets it together. Really shuts down the run. We start tackling a little bit better. And then Carson Wentz starts to make some mistakes and the game gets out of hand. Lamar and the company score a couple touchdowns. 31-10 Ravens. That's my official score prediction. But yeah. Let's see. We have a question coming in here from Be More Ravens Gunny. Thank you so much for the question. It says, which is more of a threat, the wide receiving core or the running back core? Colts will try to stop the pass, make do with run.
If they want to try to stop the pass, I mean, we're gonna have our plays. We're gonna be open. I mean, I actually have a picture. I think of it was Prochet 1 and Marquise Brown 2 with the most yards of separation this past week against the Broncos in the league.
Yeah.
In the league, that's
really cool.
It was a nice sight to see. Here it is, most separation: Prochet 6.3 yards, Marquise Brown 5.4. I'm gonna go. Our receiving core right now is a bigger threat, but if the Colts try to stop the pass, our run, I have all the faith in our run. I mean, Lamar will just cook. Lamar will cook.
This could possibly be one if they want to try to shut down the pass and everything like that. They start turning their back to Lamar Jackson, trying to get in man coverage to defend the pass a little bit more. It's going to be one of those games where, he's got a QB draw right up the middle. He beats a linebacker, and he's gone for a touchdown. It could be one of those games.
Darius Leonard is a great linebacker. That'll be a good matchup, Darius Leonard on him, but you have to watch Mark Andrews now. You can't double and triple team like you were last year. I mean, and when we played the Colts last year, that was when Hollywood was prime Marquise. Like, we're talking drop after drop after drop.
Right. Yeah, man. So. But Lamar has played against his fair share of good linebackers in his day, and he's done work against them too. Dating back to the 2019 season where he did to guys like Bobby Wagner and it's, I don't know, man. I definitely think that he can have a really, really good game running the football if they do choose to kind of key in on the passing game. But yeah, thanks for the question though. Let's go ahead and segue now. I think we've pretty much nailed it for the Colts versus Ravens preview. Let's go ahead and segue into kind of like around the league talk. We're gonna do our week 5 picks, if that's okay with you, Alex. That's cool.
I'm cool with that.
All right, cool. So going around the league in the NFL, we're gonna do our week 5 NFL picks. Make sure you guys are following along in the chat. the live chat if you are watching live. If you're not watching live, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. We love you. Thank you so much. Or you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you do get your podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you just as much for listening and tuning in to episode 76 of the Purple Rain Podcast. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you are new. All right, so week 5 in the NFL, starting with tonight. The game is coming on in T-minus 30 minutes, so we're going to get out of you guys' hair soon. Rams at Seahawks. Who you got, Alex?
Great game. They're playing in Seattle, and it's hard to go against Seattle in CenturyLink Field.
Yeah.
But I'm doing that. I'm picking the Rams.
I'm picking the Rams, too. I just think McVay, he's going to have a game plan drawn up to get his guys in position to win on offense. Cooper Kupp, I'm predicting a big game, a bounce-back game, maybe 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford should have a big game as well. And the Seahawks, I feel like it'll be competitive early, like in the first half, but then the Rams pull away in the second half because you know how the Seahawks do. Sometimes they can fall apart. So definitely got Rams in that one. Yeah, see, most of the Rain Gang is picking the Rams as well, except for SG is taking Seattle, and King Judah is taking Seattle as well. But yeah, going ahead and moving on from that one, the Jets are taking on the Falcons in London at 9:30 a.m. These London games, man. Jets at Falcons, who you got?
I got the Jets.
Okay.
I mean, the Falcons' receiving core is just depleted. I don't know if you saw it's pretty bad. I think the Jets
is Julio down? Or not Julio? I'm sorry. Ridley, yeah, that's right. Ridley is
he didn't travel. He didn't travel.
Right, he didn't travel. It's like personal matters. I read about that. Ooh,
yeah,
that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. And the Falcons aren't at home either. They're in London. Jets coming off their first win, emotional victory. I see your points here, but I'm still going with the Falcons. Okay. I think that Matt Ryan can methodically control the game, manage the clock in order to keep it away from Zach Wilson in that offense. And I don't see the Jets defense really forcing a whole lot of turnovers on the Falcons either. So I'm going with the Falcons, man.
Falcons, give Hayden Hurst back challenge, please. You don't use them.
Yeah, right. Please. I would definitely take Hayden Hurst back, especially after watching those highlights he posted earlier today on Twitter. Yeah, Browns and Ravens game from a couple years ago. Hayden Hurst had that one catch, and he was just like pulling away from guys for a second. Like, the tight end can do that, and like these 2 tight end sets, if he can pull away from guys with his speed, oh my goodness, he did the same thing in the Bills game a couple years ago. Yeah, give us back, give him back to us, Atlanta. You don't use him correctly.
No,
but yeah, let's see. You guys in the chat saying Jets. Some of you guys are saying Falcons. Yeah, we're kind of split on that one. Next matchup is going to be Packers at Bengals. This should be pretty interesting. Listen, Alex, are the Bengals for real? They're 3-1.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. If you ask me what quarterback I'd rather take, AFC North, Joe Burrow or Baker Mayfield. I'm picking Joe Burrow. I like you give Joe Burrow what Baker has, bro. Joe Burrow consistently is on his ass with that line sometimes.
Right.
I mean, we talked about it's like you're like here's your receiver from college, but here's no protection when Penei Sewell is right there.
Yeah, we talked about that on draft night.
Yeah, I really like what the Bengals are doing. I just can't go against the Packers. I mean, I think the Packers are going to win this game, but it's going to be a close game. Very close. I got Packers.
Should be close. I've got Packers too. I feel like they close it out. I think it'll be a closer game than we expect, for sure. I'm saying one possession. But I definitely do have the Packers, probably by about maybe 6 points. But yeah. I see you guys are pretty much in agreement down there as well. Let's see. So moving right along, Lions at Vikings.
You know what, Lions? I don't trust Kirk Cousins. After last week, you threw a check down when you need a touchdown. What are you, Joe Flacco on like 2016? Come on.
I'm not going to lie, man. I got the Vikings in this one. The Lions, they stumbled even last week. Who did they lose to last week? It was the Bengals, right? Or I can't remember who they lost to last week.
Because the Bengals beat the Jags on Thursday night. The Lions' first win has to come soon. I'm just going to pick this game. I mean, I can see the Vikings winning, though.
Yeah. I've got the Vikings in this one. Let's see. Broncos at Steelers. You guys can hear my dog is making his picks, too, for the week.
Yeah. I got Steelers. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. For this one, it's tough, man. The Steelers... This is going to be a very emotional game for them. You know, playing at home, they're 1-3. It really seems like their season's kind of on the line with this game because look, you go 1-4, your chances at playoffs is astronomically low at that point, especially in a division where everybody else has won 75% of the games up to this point. So, I mean, I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers. We still don't know Teddy Bridgewater's status, or do we? Is he good to go, or have you heard anything about Teddy?
I thought they were rocking with Lock.
Are they rocking with Lock? Okay.
I
Yeah,
can
I'm not
check
sure.
about Teddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers in that one. I'm gonna go with the Steelers with that one.
He's expected to return to practice tomorrow. Oh, today. It. I mean,
so he should probably play.
He should play, but I like Pittsburgh.
Me too. Next one's gonna be Dolphins at Buccaneers.
Bucks,
yeah, definitely got Bucks. Make sure you guys like this video, by the way.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you are new. We appreciate you guys.
101 viewers, thank you. We're at 50 likes. Let me get to 76, please, just for the 76
can we do that, please? 76 episode 76, please, guys. Like the video. All right, so next matchup is gonna be Saints at Washington Football Team. Should be an interesting one as well. 1:00 matchup. This one I'm gonna go with. Oh, it's tough. It's tough because you never know what you're gonna get from famous Jameis, and that Washington front seven hasn't really been looking like themselves.
Man, I had high hopes for them. I had high hopes for this Washington defense, and Chase Young has let me down.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's not playing bad. He's just not living up to expectations at all and getting home, So, but yeah, I'm gonna still go with Washington in that game. I kind of like what they have going on, man. They're very prideful. Taylor Heineke seems to will this team to victory. He actually has 2 comeback wins this season, which is tied for the most in the league, right along with Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Washington this one. I think they pull it out. I feel like Jameis makes a couple mistakes down the stretch, and Washington gets the W.
I'm right there with you. I was watching the game last week. I love what I see from Heineke. He's a fighter. He's a battler. But that just to Antonio Gibson. Get them that touchdown. Oh, Terry is top 5 receiver right now. I'm saying right now, like what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like the catches he's making. Scary Terry. Oh, I gotta watch.
Love Terry McLaurin, man. Love Terry McLaurin. All right, so next matchup is gonna be Eagles at Panthers. Eagles at Panthers. I'm probably gonna go with Panthers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers on that one. Eagles just aren't there yet.
Yep.
Next one, Titans at Jaguars. Go Titans for sure.
Derrick Henry owns the Jaguars.
Yeah, absolutely. Patriots at Texans. I'm gonna go Patriots in that one. Mac Jones actually looked pretty good last week against the Bucks, so
he did.
I'm gonna go Pats in that one. Good. Yeah. Then Bears at Raiders.
Raiders. Bounce back game.
They just announced that Justin Fields is the starter going forward. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I like it. It's the right move. But the Raiders.
Yeah.
Give me a reason to show me why you're a different Raiders team from the years past. Because they would lose this game if it's the same old Raiders. Win this game. Give me a reason. So I got Raiders.
I got Raiders too. Browns at Chargers. I'm going to go. This is a good one. I'm gonna go Chargers though. They got all the juice right now. Like, I'm gonna go Chargers.
I'm gonna go. I think the Browns will pull this off. I think Baker has people doubting him.
Okay.
But I can definitely. I wanted to say Chargers, but I just can't really go against the Browns right now. They're looking good, even though they had a bad. It was an ugly win, but I expect them to turn that around. I expect.
And Baker didn't look good last week. He didn't look good at all.
It's that shoulder.
It's the shoulder, exactly. So I don't know if that'll be bothering him this week, but yeah, I mean, I've got Chargers in that one, man. I feel like their offense is very explosive. Their defense is slowly getting it together, but yeah, I got Chargers. Giants at Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Giants at Cowboys. Yeah, I got the Cowboys for sure. 49ers at Cardinals. This is going to be another good one.
I like this, but I mean, Trey Lance is starting, but K1's MVP right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals in that one too. Then we got the Bills and the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, good matchups this week.
The Chiefs defense scares me, but Josh Allen scares me too. I got the Chiefs. I think it could be a shootout, and I trust Mahomes more than I trust Josh Allen.
The Bills' defense doesn't scare me, though. Well, actually, it kind of does because they've pitched 2 shutouts in back-to-back weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
But who they really?
I mean, I know the teams, the Texans and the
Mickey
Dolphins.
Mouse.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like, hey, you still held 2 NFL teams to no points in back-to-back weeks, and that's impressive,
Yeah.
So and of course the Chiefs, they haven't really seemed all the way like themselves this season anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a close one, but I'm gonna go with the Bills. Bills. I think they pull this one off, man. I think this is gonna be like a statement game for them. They lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game last year. I think they're gonna want to bounce back and get that one back. They've had this one circled on their calendar for a long time. Trust me. So
Respectable.
I'm gonna go Bills.
Play how the Ravens had ours. But I mean, if the Bills lose, I want to hear the same. Josh Allen can't beat Mahomes. How they're doing to Lamar. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
All right.
Because at that point, he'll be 0 what against Mahomes?
0-2.
0-2. Yeah. So yeah, Bills Chiefs. I've got Bills. Your official pick is the Chiefs. And then Monday night, Colts at Ravens. You guys already know. We both have Ravens here. So yeah. So that's gonna wrap up our picks, and that's gonna bring us to pretty much about the end of tonight's episode. We do have Monday Night Football coming up soon and very soon. We want to get you guys out of here and ready for that.
Thursday.
Great matchup.
Thursday. It's not Monday yet. It's not Monday yet. Thursday.
Right.
I wish it was.
Great matchup. So I think, is there any more Ravens news that we need to cover, Alex? Anything else?
Not really. No. Got it.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that's going to do it for us tonight here on the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 76. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Before you go, make sure you like the video. How many likes are we at right now? Still like check.
Oh, 59. Come on now.
59. Come on, guys. Come on. We can do better. Like the video before you guys get out of here, man. But yeah, this has been episode 76 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming through, joining the stream, supporting. We appreciate you guys so much. We do have another super chat donation coming from Jabari Cruz Ellis. Thank you so much. At the buzzer.
Thank you.
Says feeding time for the secondary from Wentz. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Jabari, you haven't proved me wrong before. I think you're right. I trust you.
Let's get like 2 picks or something. I don't know. Let's force him to make some mistakes. But thank you so much, Jabari, for your super chat.
5 more likes. 6 more likes. 6 more likes.
6 more likes. Come on, guys. Like the video. Like Andre says, like the video, guys. But yeah, episode 76. Like the video. Subscribe if you are new as well. As my boss says again, like the video. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, anything like that, make sure you tune in to the live stream on Mondays and Thursdays, because that's how you're going to get the best experience of the Purple Rain Podcast week in and week out. We appreciate you guys so much. Just real quick before we go, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def if you want to follow me. You can find this guy over here on Twitter at simplyas10prod and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out for the night.
Thank you for coming through to episode 76 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We'll see you the next Tuesday, right? After the game? Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
see you guys next Tuesday. Remember that. And as always, stay positive, test negative. And as always,
most importantly, do not ever forget to call God. This has been the Purple Rain Podcast.